Bone broth is a very old recipe. It's great for your health. I drink bone broth almost every day. It's good for so many things. Great for your immune system, fighting off infections, colds and flus. Great for your gut health. Great for joints. It's anti-inflammatory and very good for your skin, bones and hair and nails. So this is what it includes. We have beef bones. This is grass-fed organic beef, apple cider vinegar, onion, celery, carrot and bay leaves. Very simple. There are many different variations of this recipe. You need to play around with the ingredients. Also depends on the size of your pot. I'm going to put a recipe in my blog. So if you have a click there, you'll have specifics on ratios and ingredients. I use an Instapot because it cooks it really quickly. I love this thing. I can get it done in about 4 or 5 hours. If you use a stovetop, it can take 24 to 48 hours. So this is much quicker, but you can also use stovetop. So very easy. This is what we do. We put the bones, some good grass-fed beef bones. We pop them in the pot here. Okay. Then we want to get some apple cider vinegar. This is 5.7 litres, this pot, so I'm going to use 1/4 cup. Now the vinegar leaches the minerals out of the bones. This is an important step. So we get all the goodness out of the bones. And fill it up with water. We want it just covering the bones. If you don't put enough bones in, it won't be, you want it really gelatinous at the end. So we need to just cover the bones up. And then we're going to sit that for 1 hour. And as I said, the vinegar will leach the minerals out of the bones. Okay, so 1 hour has passed. Now what we do is just pop the veggies in. Pop the bay leaves in there. All right. With the Instapot, it's a pressure cooker. So please read the instructions on how to use it properly. We just hit pressure cooker here. I'm gonna cook it for 2.5 hours. And then I click keep warm here. And I keep it warm for another 3 hours after that. And that really makes a gelatinous bone broth, which is what we want. If you have a pot and you're using stovetop, you want to bring it up to the boil and then let it simmer for 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes you'll need to top up a bit of water, so check on it every now and then. And if you're worried about leaving it overnight, I've got a gas top stove. I'd be worried about leaving it overnight. You can just turn it off and then turn it back on in the morning. So it's been around 6 hours. This is ready to open. Now, to be honest, it smells like arse. It doesn't smell very nice, but it's very good for you and tastes great. So what we need to do is strain it. I use my big strainer first. I don't recommend wearing a white shirt doing this. All right, and then some people throw some parsley in at this stage. I'm not going to. And I double strain, so we get this guy as well. It's a bit tricky by myself. Hopefully I don't spill anything. All right. So there we go. So you just put it in a Tupperware container. I'm going to sit that in the fridge and it will become gelatinous if I've done a good job. And what will actually happen is, I don't know if you can see there, but the fat will rise to the top and then we need to take that off. But I'm going to let that sit and tomorrow morning we'll show you the last step. This is my favourite part of the whole process. Okay, we need this knife. Now come over here. So what we need to do is cut the fat, because we don't want to have that in our bone broth. I don't know why, but this is fun. So as I said, we want it gelatinous. I would probably give that a 6.5 out of 10. It's not that great. I usually like it a bit more gelatinous, so I could have cooked it a little bit longer, I'd say. But that's still pretty good. Now, almost every morning, I'll scoop this in here. 2 big scoops. Heat it up on the stove. I'll put a little bit of Himalayan or sea salt in there. This really makes a difference. And sometimes I'll put a little bit of pepper in there. Just heat that up and she's ready to go. Okay, it's all heated up. And that's how you make bone broth. Ah, delicious. Also, sometimes I'll sip on it throughout the morning. It's really good stuff. Hope you enjoy.